Earth issued its final warning. They ignored it, now faced the consequences. Humans were considered small, weak, and primitive. But that was about to change. On the command bridge of the Earth Unity Council flagship, Aurora, Admiral Lena Voss looked at the blinking lights of the holographic star map. Alien fleets moved through the neighboring systems like sharks hunting fish. They had ignored every warning Earth had sent, and now the humans had issued their final warning. "Captain, transmit the message," Lena ordered. Her voice was calm, controlled. Every officer in the room knew the significance of this moment. For decades, humans had remained quiet observers. They had grown quietly, building technology and strategies that no other race could imagine. But patience had limits. The aliens were stripping star systems of resources, polluting planets, and killing life indiscriminately. Enough was enough. The holographic display shimmered. Coordinates, fleet movements, and strategic points blinked in sequence. It was all ready. Lena tapped a command and the transmission began, moving faster than the speed of light. Every major alien coalition received it at the same time. "This is Earth. We have observed your actions. We issue our final warning. Cease your attacks on inhabited star systems or you will face consequences." The message was simple, direct, firm, and polite. But in the galactic halls of alien politics, a polite warning often meant nothing. The aliens laugh. Thousands of light years away, in the command deck of the Vorlon dreadnought, Admiral Krashik watched the Earth transmission. The Vorlons were tall, insect-like creatures with 6 limbs and chitin-covered faces. Their eyes narrowed at the human broadcast, but not in fear. "They speak," Krashik said, his voice buzzing in a mechanical tone. "Ha, humans! A planet of weaklings dares to threaten us." He clicked his mandibles in amusement. Around him, other alien commanders laughed. Screens lit up with the images of Earth's small fleets. Even their largest ships would be crushed in moments. "Prepare a response," one of the younger officers said. "Tell them what exactly? That they are powerless." Krashik's claws drummed on the console. "No need, let them know nothing. Let them enjoy their arrogance." He leaned back. The humans were entertaining. So tiny, so confident, and so wrong. Across the galaxy, the other alien coalitions responded the same way. Mocking the humans became a pastime. But none of them suspected the truth. Earth had already prepared. The warning was not empty. Every human move had been calculated, every fleet positioned, every star system watched. Earth's hidden preparation. Back on Earth, the civilians went about their lives unaware of the galaxy's chaos. Cities shimmered with clean energy. Children played in parks under artificial skies designed to simulate a perfect sunset. Humans had mastered both science and diplomacy. They had learned to work together, united as one species, a rare achievement in the universe. But beneath the surface, the Earth Defense Network hummed. Hidden space stations orbited distant systems. Advanced AI monitored alien communications. Humans in disguise moved among alien societies, posing as traders, scientists, and diplomats. No one suspected the humans of being anything more than primitive. Lena Voss walked through the corridors of the Aurora. Engineers and navigators moved with quiet purpose. Every human knew their role. No one panicked. No one rushed. They had spent decades preparing for this day. It was not about revenge. It was about justice and survival. Lieutenant Amir Chen approached Lena. "Admiral, the transmissions have been received. Alien fleets are responding, but not as expected." "What do you mean?" Lena asked, raising an eyebrow. "They're confused. Some fleets are moving in unpredictable patterns. They're cautious. They thought it was a bluff." Lena nodded. "Good, let's keep it that way." Confusion is the first step to respect. The first moves a week passed after the final warning. No attack came. No fleet retaliated. The aliens believed they had won, that humans would never act. But every human fleet in strategic positions began subtle operations. In the Scifi system, Human ships appeared in orbit around a resource-rich planet, but they did nothing. They only activated orbital shields and quietly mapped the system. A small group of human engineers used gravity manipulation to stabilize the planet's orbit, preventing alien mining drones from taking control. No explosions, no deaths, just clever engineering. In the Zalvorian trade hub, disguised human diplomats intercepted alien communications. Using linguistic algorithms, they subtly altered messages, redirecting alien trade and logistics in ways that would frustrate the alien coalitions. Again, no one noticed. The humans acted like shadows, untouchable and invisible. On the Aurora, Lena watched it all unfold. Every system we touch, they will question what they thought they knew about humans, she said quietly. They will begin to fear the intelligence they refuse to respect. Alien panic begins. The first signs of worry appeared on Vorlon command screens. Admiral Krashik noticed resource shipments disappearing, fleet movements delayed, and communications failing. At first, he thought it was sabotage from another alien faction. But then he saw reports from across multiple systems. Every coalition was experiencing the same problem. How is this possible? He hissed. Humans are behind this. Yes, humans were behind it, and it was not random. Every move was intentional. The aliens had been warned, mocked, and now outsmarted. The human advantage. Humans had several advantages no other species anticipated. Coordination. While alien fleets acted independently, humans shared real-time intelligence through quantum networks that no one else could hack. Innovation. Humans invented solutions on the spot. When Vorlon drones tried to capture a station, humans rerouted gravity currents to trap the drones harmlessly. Patience. Humans did not strike recklessly. Every move was calculated to frustrate, confuse, and force aliens to rethink. Morale. Humans believed in their own worth. Alien races underestimated them, assuming weakness, but humans turned that underestimation into a weapon. Every step they take, we will anticipate, Lena told her officers. Every overconfidence, every arrogance, we will use it. The first confrontation, subtle in the Helios belt, a fleet of human ships encountered a Vorlon mining fleet. The aliens expected a fight. They activated weapons, but nothing happened. Humans did not fire. Instead, they used magnetic fields to disarm the Vorlon ships temporarily, causing their tools and mining equipment to malfunction. The aliens were confused and powerless. Commander Talon, the human fleet lead, spoke over the comm. You were warned. Your arrogance blinds you. Withdraw peacefully and no one is harmed. The Vorlons hesitated. No one had ever spoken to them with such authority. The humans did not attack, yet they controlled the situation completely. Humans take control without violence. This became a pattern. Everywhere humans appeared, alien fleets were disrupted. Ships were redirected, communication networks subtly altered, and supply lines quietly controlled. No one died. No one fought. But the message was clear. Humans were no longer to be ignored. Alien leaders began calling emergency meetings. They whispered among themselves, realizing for the first time that Earth was not primitive, weak, or defenseless. But fear, as always, came slowly. They did not yet understand the full scope of human capability. The cliffhanger. Back on Earth in the Aurora's control room, Lena watched the alien networks. Her eyes narrowed as reports streamed in. They think they've ignored us, she said softly. But we've already surrounded them. Every move they make, every choice, we've prepared for it. They will learn, eventually, that ignoring Earth comes with consequences. Outside the Aurora, the stars were silent. But for the first time in galactic history, humans had made them tremble, not with violence but with intelligence, planning, and unity. And somewhere in the galaxy, alien fleets began to move cautiously. They knew something was coming, something they had not anticipated. The warning had been ignored. The consequences were only beginning. The galaxy had never seen humans move like this. The alien coalitions had expected weakness. They had expected chaos and indecision. They had expected nothing. But humans had been watching, waiting, and preparing. Every fleet, every station, every agent had a role in a plan so precise that it seemed almost impossible. Yet here they were, silent shadows across the stars, turning the arrogance of alien empires into confusion and fear. The subtle strike in the Ryler system, a massive trading hub controlled by the Krellin Alliance, alien ships gathered to assess the sudden disruptions. Supplies were missing, trade routes were rerouted, and communications were strangely delayed. Officers barked orders, trying to locate the source, but the source was everywhere and nowhere. Human ships, disguised as small freighters, moved between systems without drawing attention. Their crews were engineers, diplomats, and scientists who knew more about alien technology than anyone else. Lieutenant Myra Singh oversaw one operation from her ship, the Horizon Runner. "All systems ready. Deploy interference," she said. Her fingers danced over the controls. A pulse of magnetic energy rippled through the hub, causing Krellin ships to stall in orbit. Cargo containers floated harmlessly in space, as if gravity had disappeared for a moment. "Is this sabotage?" Commander Drax of the Krellin fleet demanded. "No," one of his officers admitted, shaking. "It's precise. No weapons fired, no lives lost, but it's total control." That was the human way. They did not kill, they did not destroy. They simply proved that every move the aliens had made, every arrogance, could be anticipated and neutralized. The shocked aliens across multiple systems, alien leaders convened in emergency summits. Admiral Krashik of the Vorlons and High Chancellor Xyler of the Krellans were connected through a quantum link. "This is unprecedented," Xyler hissed. "Humans, they control our fleets without firing a shot." Krashik clicked his mandibles. "I underestimated them. We all did. They are not primitive, they are organized, brilliant, dangerous, dangerous." That word echoed in their minds. It was true. Humans did not fight like anyone else. They did not need massive fleets to win. They only needed intelligence, strategy, and patience, the three things aliens rarely respected. In the shadows of human operations, agents transmitted reports back to Earth. Each successful disruption was documented and analyzed. Humans were learning as the aliens reacted, predicting their next steps with increasing accuracy. Human ingenuity on display on the Aurora, Admiral Lena Voss studied a holographic map of the galaxy. Points of alien fleets blinked red and yellow, showing movement patterns. "Every system we touch becomes ours without a battle," she said. "The galaxy is learning slowly, but they will understand. Every fleet, every mind, every mistake we correct, we gain the advantage." Engineer Talon Yura smiled. "Admiral, the Vorlons tried to deploy a blockade in the Trivon cluster. We redirected their ships using gravity currents. They don't know how to respond." "Perfect," Lena nodded. "Let's continue. Make sure the humans in each system are ready. Our advantage is their confusion, not their fear. Fear comes later." A fleet captured without violence in the Zypherian belt, a human team faced the largest alien force they had yet encountered. A coalition fleet of 50 warships. The aliens expected an immediate fight. But humans acted differently. Commander Talon, leading the human squad, activated a sequence of maneuvers that appeared almost casual. Using gravitational manipulation, the fleet created invisible barriers that trapped the alien ships in orbit. Communications channels were subtly hacked to show false coordinates and orders. Within hours, the alien fleet was immobilized, without a single shot fired. "Withdraw, or we may have to escalate," Talon broadcasted to the trapped fleet. His voice was calm, almost friendly. The aliens hesitated. Their weapons were ready, their crews anxious, but they could not move. Their pride had been shattered. This was not a human attack. This was a demonstration of absolute control, alien desperation. The coalition fleets returned to their command centers shaken. Admiral Krashik pounded his clawed hand against the console. We underestimated them. We dismissed them as weak. Now they surround us. They are everywhere. Zyler's voice was grim. They do not fight like us. They do not obey the rules we know. They are unpredictable. Humans thrived on unpredictability. Aliens had relied on predictable tactics, brute force, and intimidation. Humans relied on logic, foresight, and creativity. Every misstep the aliens made became an opportunity for humans to tighten control. Even the most arrogant alien commanders began whispering about Earth in fear. We laughed at them. We mocked them. Now, they are not just a planet. They are something else. The final warning ignored. With consequences despite the humans' subtle victories, the aliens still did not fully understand the scope of what was coming. They had ignored the final warning, thinking it was bravado. But Lena knew the warning was not for nothing. It was a promise. Humans were patient, but patience had limits. We are showing them restraint, she said to her officers, but restraint does not last forever. They will learn soon enough. In the Trivon cluster, another human operation unfolded. A supply convoy carrying vital resources for an alien fleet was intercepted. Humans did not destroy the ships. Instead, they rerouted them to orbiting stations and held them until the aliens agreed to negotiate. This is clever, one alien officer admitted. It is humiliating, but effective. Every action, every disruption, was designed to teach the aliens that ignoring Earth had consequences, and the aliens were beginning to realize that consequences were not optional. Unexpected alliances, not all aliens hated humans. Some factions, quietly observing, began to realize the potential of working with Earth rather than fighting. In the Vorix sector, a small council of alien traders approached human operatives. Your methods, they are impressive. You do not destroy. You do not kill. You control. Commander Myra Singh smiled. We protect what we must. We act only when necessary. You are welcome to work with us if you respect our rules. These small alliances would prove crucial later. Humans were not just winning battles. They were shaping the future of interstellar politics. The HFY moment begins for the first time in galactic history. Humans were not merely participants. They were leaders. Alien fleets that had once laughed at Earth now feared even a single human ship. Admiral Lena Voss stood on the bridge of the Aurora, looking at reports streaming in from every system. They thought they could ignore us. They thought we were primitive. They thought that intelligence and patience were weakness, but every mistake they make only strengthens us. Lieutenant Amir Chen approached. Admiral, they are calling for an emergency summit. All major fleets, they want to discuss Earth. Lena's eyes gleamed. Good. Let them see us on their terms. Let them realize the galaxy has changed. The climax of Part 2, alien leaders convened in orbit around a neutral system, tense and uncertain. High councils of Vorlans, Krellans, and Vorexians argued over what to do next. Every fleet under their control had been disrupted. Their pride had been shattered. And yet, humans were not present in the summit. Humans remained in orbit of distant systems, observing, calculating, waiting. The aliens had no idea the full scope of the human strategy. From Earth, Lena spoke quietly to her crew. They will learn the consequences of ignoring us, not through fire or destruction, but through intelligence, patience, and unity. They will remember this day forever. The galaxy waited. The aliens waited. And humans prepared for the final phase. The galaxy had felt a quiet tremor for weeks. Alien fleets had been confused, disrupted, and humiliated, not by firepower but by human intelligence and patience. Now, the final phase was about to begin. Admiral Lena Voss stood on the bridge of the Aurora, her eyes scanning the holographic map of the galaxy. Alien fleets trembled at the mere hint of human presence, and yet the humans had not yet shown their full power. We move now, Lena said, her voice calm but resolute. Every fleet, every system coordinate. It is time for them to understand the consequences of ignoring Earth. The first strike, precision without violence. In the Helios cluster, a coalition fleet of Vorlons and Krellans had gathered, planning a bold attack on what they thought was an exposed human outpost. They were arrogant, confident, and unprepared. Commander Talon, leading a human squadron, observed their movements. "They believe they have the advantage," he said. "Let's show them how wrong they are." Using gravitational manipulation, human ships created invisible currents that trapped alien vessels in precise orbits. Communications were subtly disrupted, causing confusion among the enemy ranks. Supply ships were rerouted to orbiting stations, while weapon systems were disabled without a single shot fired. The aliens were stunned. How is this possible?" Admiral Krashik's voice trembled over the comms. "They control us without fighting." This was humanity's strength, control through intelligence, not destruction. Every move the humans made was calculated to maximize impact and minimize unnecessary conflict. Alien fleets in disarray across multiple star systems, the same pattern repeated. Alien fleets tried to regroup, but humans anticipated every action. Convoys that were meant to supply forward bases vanished into the void, redirected by subtle forces. Ships attempting to flee were intercepted and held in orbit. Chancellor Xyler of the Krellans could barely comprehend what was happening. "They are everywhere and nowhere. They see every move we make. They anticipate it all. How did we underestimate them?" Humans had become the unseen hand of the galaxy. Every overconfidence, every arrogance, every assumption the aliens had made about humanity was now their undoing. The HFY moment, humanity shows its power on Earth. Citizens went about their daily lives, unaware of the subtle war unfolding across the stars. Engineers adjusted orbital systems, children played under artificial suns, and humans prepared for the future they would now shape. Meanwhile, human fleets coordinated in real time through quantum networks. Every action was precise, every movement deliberate. They did not need to destroy alien fleets. They simply needed to show that no one could defy Earth with impunity. Admiral Lena addressed her officers. "This is the moment humanity has been preparing for. They mocked us, ignored our warnings, and thought themselves superior. Now the galaxy will see the truth. Humans do not fight like anyone else." The turning point, alien surrender, begins. In the Trivon sector, a massive coalition fleet tried to organize a counterattack. Vorlons and Krellans, armed with their largest warships, moved toward a human stronghold. But humans had already predicted this move. Commander Myra Singh initiated a sequence of maneuvers that appeared effortless. Using gravitational fields, AI-coordinated ship movements, and communication jamming, the human fleet trapped the aliens. Every attempt to escape was anticipated and countered. Every weapon was neutralized without firing a single shot. A broadcast was sent across the alien fleet. The aliens hesitated. Their pride screamed for resistance, but their logic knew the truth. They had already lost control. The power of strategy over brute force humans continued to demonstrate their superiority. In the Vorexian trade hubs, alien commanders discovered that all their supply lines had been quietly rerouted. Resources were inaccessible. Communications were intercepted and altered. Their fleets were immobilized by invisible barriers and subtle manipulations. Chancellor Xyler finally admitted defeat. "We cannot fight them," he said, voice heavy with disbelief. "They do not operate like any species we know. They are something else entirely." And he was right. Humans had won not through brute force, not through destruction, but through intelligence, planning, and moral restraint. The galaxy had underestimated humanity for the last time. Diplomacy and new alliances, humans were not cruel victors. They offered alien species a chance to cooperate rather than fight. Some factions accepted, seeing the value in aligning with Earth rather than opposing it. In the Vorix sector, a small group of alien traders approached human commanders. "Your methods are impressive." "We wish to join, not fight," one said. Commander Myra smiled. "We do not seek to dominate, we seek balance and respect. Work with us and the galaxy can thrive." This was the ultimate HFY moment. Humanity's intelligence and moral restraint created not only victory but a new order. The galaxy was changing, and humans were now the architects of that change. The final confrontation, subtle but decisive. Admiral Krashik of the Vorlons, desperate to reclaim pride, launched a small surprise attack on a human-controlled system. It was bold but reckless. Human fleets, prepared and patient, intercepted the attack instantly. Using precision maneuvers and gravitational manipulation, the Vorlon ships were immobilized. Their weapons were rendered useless. Without a single casualty, the humans controlled the battlefield completely. Krashik's communication device crackled. Lena's voice came through, calm and steady. For the first time, the Vorlons felt real fear, not of humans' weapons, but of their intelligence and unity. The victory by the end of the campaign, alien fleets had retreated to their borders. Resource-rich star systems were now under human influence, not by conquest but by strategy and foresight. Trade routes were secure. Communications were monitored to prevent future surprises. On Earth, citizens remained unaware of the galactic shift, but the leaders and fleets knew the truth. Humanity had not just defended itself. Humanity had proven that it could command respect across the stars. Admiral Lena Voss addressed her officers one final time. "We have shown them who we are. They mocked us, ignored us, and yet we prevailed. Let this be a lesson to the galaxy. Earth does not beg, Earth does not fear, and Earth does not lose." Her words echoed through the bridge. Every officer felt the weight of history. Humans had faced the galaxy's most arrogant civilizations and emerged victorious, not by killing, but by being smarter, more patient, and more united. The HFY legacy, the galaxy would never forget this day. Humans were no longer a small, weak species. They were a force of intelligence, patience, and moral strength. Alien species that had laughed at Earth now regarded it with respect and caution. For the first time, humans realized something profound. Their unity, intelligence, and morality were not just tools for survival. They were weapons, not weapons of destruction, but weapons of influence. They could shape the galaxy without firing a shot. Children on Earth would grow up knowing that their species had faced the impossible and prevailed. Scientists, engineers, and leaders had proven that intelligence and patience were more powerful than brute force. And somewhere beyond the stars, alien civilizations began to whisper a new truth: never underestimate humanity. The closing hook. As human fleets returned to their stations, peace settled over the systems. Trade routes were secure. Alien factions had begun tentative diplomacy, and on the Aurora, Admiral Lena Voss gazed at the stars, a quiet smile on her face. "The galaxy knows now," she said softly. "Earth will not be ignored again. They have learned the consequences, and the age of humans has begun." Somewhere in the outer reaches of known space, a distant alien fleet observed the activity in silence. They whispered among themselves, uncertain and wary. "The humans, they are not like any species we know. We must be careful, very careful." The stars were the same, but the balance of power had shifted. Humanity had risen, not with violence, but with intelligence, patience, and unity. And the galaxy would never be the same again.